Good morning and happy Friday to everybody out there. Welcome to the Alex63501 bass channel, Wake and Bass. We're here on our 16th episode. I don't know what number it is, something like that. I think this is our fourth week of doing this. And I was not exactly sure how this was going to go from the beginning, or if anybody was going to watch, or what was going on, but it has been a mega blast for me. I've gotten a really great response from you guys, and I'm really hoping that you guys are enjoying it as much as you're saying you're enjoying it. But yeah, today we have got an interesting task. We are going to try to make it through 3 albums, or at least touch on 3 albums. As we have proven here at the channel, it's a little hard for me to properly digest an entire album in 1 hour because I always get caught up in things and wanting to talk about other stuff. But the reason I want to go through these 3 albums so quickly today is because when I was doing my research after yesterday's episode and before this, I was looking through and I was reading more about the ABs and their different compositions of players as far as who was in the band at what time, when they got back together and all this kind of stuff. And I was noticing that after the second AB's album, that's when Matsushito left. He left the band. And then they had somebody else, we'll look up the names here in a little bit, but he came back out of nowhere apparently. They just reformed the group because they broke up in the 90s, or they slowed down considerably. And then in 2003, they recorded an EP back with Matsushito, Watanabe, Okunoto, the drummer, and Fujimall. And then they got a different keyboardist. But then they made 2 albums back together with Matsushito and Fujimall. And so I was like, oh yeah, let's do that. Let's look at the albums Blue and from 2007 and New, good title, from something like 2009 or 2010. I looked for about an hour. I could not find any recordings. Now, I am not the best search engine, but definitely not on YouTube, and something that I was very frustrated not to be able to find. So the search is not over. There will be one more video in the future someday about those 2 albums because I want to listen to them. See, I don't know if it's just a copyright thing because they're so new, but it's got that original lineup. And today I thought what we would do to kind of set that all up is to look at 2, 3, and 4 and see where we're going here. So yesterday, listened to 1. We had that fresh in our minds of what Fujimall was going for here when he transitioned from his first solo album in 1982, snagging Matsushito and pulling him in for the album in 1983. Now we're in 1984. And when we recorded this album, let's just go ahead and pop up the old information here. Oh, that's not the information one, although it is nice to have 2 cameras. No, here we go. When we're looking at the ABs here, we've got, let's look at this album list. So we got 83, 84, 85, 88. That's what we're looking at today. We're looking at these 3 albums. So after this second album right here, this was when they recorded in London and they released Deja Vu. So even though Deja Vu's off the first album, it's more associated here with the time period of the second album, 1984. And then that was a big hit and did really, really well. And so I want to say, I read somewhere it topped out in 80. This says top 100th. But then anyway, Matsushita after this left. And so then the next 2 albums in 85 and 86, or I'm sorry, 88, because they then again took a break after that next album, are different people. And I think on top of not having Matsushito, there's Blue. This is the one, I want to find this album. Sorry. On top of that, let's look at 3 here. So 3, okay, good. We still got Watanabe in 3, Okamoto, Fujimall, and then who else? And then that's it. According to this, we'll keep looking to see if we have more credits, but so it looks like they just pulled out, or Matsushita pulled himself out of this 3rd album. And then let's look at the 4th album. Let's look at the lineup here. Wow. Even more stripped down, which is kind of interested in this now. Let's see, again, maybe this is just a thin listing for IMSLP. Classical music nerd stuff. There's so few people here. No, maybe that is. I don't know. Like we talked about the other day, I'm always interested in a group or a band that can play together and do the same thing in a studio that they do live. So it's not something that's mega pre-produced. There's tons of places for that. I love that kind of music. But when we're doing this kind of 80s funk, you know, AOR kind of stuff, I like that. But cool. Well, let's check in here, see what's going on. Morning Chains, what is cracking, Zal? So fantastic to see you. Say hi to Snoot. Say hi to that Poppy, that little Poppy puppy. And Panda Man, what is cracking? Good morning, y'all. Okay, well, it is 5 minutes in. I have already wasted 5 minutes by not immediately diving into this album. So here we go. ABs. This is the second. Get out of here, buddy. This is the second album, and they just titled it ABs 2. Quick one for y'all who weren't here yesterday. ABs named it after the blood type of the group. I think 4 out of the 5 original members had AB, and the last one had A. And they're like, we'll be the ABs. There we go. Track 1, Destination. All right, we got some driving music right here. Constantly flowing bass. Down on in on in on. Okay, so we kind of got this, definitely this feels like some 80s music. I'm trying to think what I can compare this to as far as like a rock feel for something that's going on in North America. Is it rock? Let me look up the name of the band. We got a little bit of this Flashdance vibe of the... It's not exactly the same. I'm not going to play it for you today, but it's a little bit of that sound. Okay, yeah, it's... You know, I hate to keep dipping it down and having to move through stuff, but... Okay, this is cool. We got a lot to get through today. I like this. We got a lot of the funkiness from the first album. We got those guitar riffs. We got a pretty centralized bass. Not as funky of a bass. When I say funky, I'm talking more like EQ stuff. Not as much popping high ends. It's a little more balanced in the mids, which is usually something they've been getting rid of because the pop and slap needs a lot of low, a lot of high. You pull out that middle level. So... yeah, but we're more rocky now. I mean, this almost sounds like a little bit hair metal. A little bit. If there was a shred solo, I'd call this hair metal. That chug. But then you see right there, if it was hair metal, it would have been chun chun wow, you know, all that kind of goodness. And then they decide, nope, we're going back to the guitar riff. Tatsuro. Cool first track. All right, we gotta keep on rolling. Morning, Dave. What's cracking, buddy? Welcome. We're trying to chug through 3 albums in 1 hour. Let's see. All right, Japanese punkish girl. Okay, let's listen to that. So this is the second track off of the second AB's album here. And so far, we still got that same AB's lineup. Everything is the same. So... Watanabe in this first track, much more laid back. We got a much more rocky feel. So instead of album-oriented rock, this feels like adult-oriented rock to me. Let's keep going. Oh, rock, baby. That faked me out. I thought this was going to be a rock song. Now we got some reggae feel. Huh. funny that you say that, Dave, because when I'm working on these little side projects that you guys will hear about in a little bit, I've been seeing these players play on these different people. One of them's named like Tiffany, I think, or no, Stephanie, who was, you know, a super pre-produced wannabe kind of metal idol. Not wannabe, she did it, but anyway, there's bunches of good nuggets like that, so I'll definitely check that out. Loudness, I'm in. Good morning, Al. Good to see you, brother. I'm glad I'm not the only one to take that. Okay. So this is like the third or fourth song we've heard this week from these guys that is some kind of reggae fusion of some kind. And I know that it's light. Maybe I'm reaching here a little bit. But after that rock fake out, we get this da-da-da-dum, which is a standard reggae. Ba-bum, ba-ba-bum. Talk to Zal. Zal's a big reggae cat. He knows a lot about it. That kind of thing, and just that laid-back drums. We got lots of other things going on top of that, but those are the two core things. Let's just listen real quick before we move on. But it's not quite a reggae line, because those reggae lines get out of the way where they go ba 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 bum, bum ba 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 bum. But this is going bum ba bum ba ba bum bum bum. So it's still that feel, but it's a little different. But that's interesting. They really like their reggae songs, and if I recall, somebody go back through the video, fact check me. I think they're almost always track 2 or 3. Interesting. Okay, Morning Dew. Again, we are just slamming through things today. Interesting. I'll check that out, Dave. Loudness. I'm gonna look right now. We got time. From lazy to loud. I'll check out Loudness in the future, Dave. That looks pretty cool. Okay. Now, what I'm hearing here, we're going to do something real silly and stupid, but I get the feeling if you slowed this down just a little bit, and if it sounds like total crap, I will absolutely stop, because we all know how playback speeds on YouTube are not the best. Let's see what this sounds like. If it sounds like yacht rock. I'm already sorry I did that to you guys. And Dave knows that I should know better, since now I have transcribe. I should probably just use that. But anyway, we got this chill, just kind of chill beach vibe. It's a little fast, but it's pretty chill. Let's listen. Very light keyboards, you know, interesting picking pattern in the guitar, vocal harmonies, a little Tatsuro vocal. Nah, we'll give it to him. AB's got their own vocal style at this point. The Fujimal album, self-titled, that was like, that's a nod to Tatsuro. But this stuff is their own. There's our phone. Okay. Oh, that's a cool part. Oh, neat. I like that half step motion. I guess full steps too. All right, let's see what we got in the middle. Let's see if we can find a solo in one of these songs. Nope. It's cool. That's cool. I'm digging it. I am digging it. Okay, we got to keep rolling through. Next one. Just a Rainy Blues. Let's listen. Yeah. Reggae vibe. Even though I've never heard this song, you can kind of predict what they're gonna do in the bass line, or at least with movements, because you've always got these stops or these spaces. Ba, 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 ba. Like you'll always hit on an offbeat, like an 8th or 16th note before the measure, or an 8th or 16th note after the measure, but they like to displace that a little bit. But again, another reggae song. Oh, that one was on the beat though. See? I say something and then I'm immediately contradicted. Mwah, I love it. We've opened up now. I like it. All right, who's shredding? Is it Matsushito or is it Yoshino? Just a rainy blue. That's tasty. I'm gonna guess that's Matsushito. I don't know, maybe it's Fuji. I don't know. Yeah, man, Steely Dan. I know, dude. Oh, that's a good tie. That's a good tie-in. This is cool. Okay, I didn't know what to expect with this second album, because I thought that this was the album that I thought dissolved them. So, or maybe that's the next one. I guess it's the next one, AB3s, because then they're just gone after that. But this is cool. I dig it. Got to keep going. End of side one. So we had two Latin / reggae kind of rhythmic bass funkiness things, but lots of really nice guitar. Just hearing this track right here, just to go back and play through, just these backing chords sound really, really nice. Yeah, these. Yeah, stuff like that. Really clean. Really, really clean album. And I'm bummed to say that this version that I'm on here on Discogs, I was looking through. Oh. One of my hats fell off the wall. It doesn't have all the info here. Okay, I'm getting bogged down. Oh, goodness, we got to keep going. Okay, first track of side 2, Flight 007. I'm a little excited. Maybe a James Bond theme, a little motif. I don't know. Whatever's happening, I like it. I want to fast forward, but I'm not going to. Okay. Okay. I wanted something a little more dramatic than that. Okay. Nothing wrong with this. Nothing wrong with this. Cool. Okay, no offense if this is somebody's favorite song in the world, but since we have like 30 tracks to go through today, I'm seeking out the Alex63501 bangers. And that was not one of them. Sorry, here we go. Keep moving. One Night in Moscow. Again, not a bad song. Sounds great, but it sounds like things that we've heard before from them. So I'm looking for something new. Or a ballad, because I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. I love that electronic piano. They got me. They got. Oh, look at that! Look at that! That gave me goosebumps. Ooh! I did not see that coming, and I was so pulled in by that keyboard. I was like, damn, that is a smooth keyboard. Awesome. This is what I'm talking about. You see, I complain. Next track hits me in the face. I love it. Oh. They had to dig it 6 in, but here it is. This is the banger. Okay, we got to keep going, but let's see what's in the middle of this bad boy. Is that some Kiss dueling guitars? Please be some Kiss dueling guitars. Okay. It's just a pedal. I thought it was going to be 2 guitars. It could be 2. It very well could be 2 guitars, or like the same, whoever it was, Fujimura Matsushita, playing exactly the same line over themselves. But that was so clean and so tight that, I mean, they could do it. They absolutely could. If you're good, you can do it. But I would assume the easy way to get that sound exactly how you want it, just do a pedal with thirds, and you can adjust what you want with the thirds. Okay, that's a cool song. One Night in Moscow. That was the fake out bomb drop. I like that quite a bit. Okay, boom. Correspondence, here we go. Next track. Okay, cool little jazz bass fill as an intro. Yeah, Watanabe. He's getting away from the super rhythmic pop and slap percussion bass in this album. He's doing a lot more crafting, I'm going to say, with his bass lines. A lot more melodic, not melodic backbone, but melodic support. Let's listen a little. Let's listen to what the bass is doing. Right there when we had that Sorry guys, I've been recording with my bass and I've got everything set up exactly right, and so I didn't want to mess with it this morning, sorry. But what he's doing is he's playing 2 notes. I'd show you if I had it, but he's just doing chords after he holds an open note. Let's check it out. It's subtle, but it's cool. And again, as we look later, I know it's not on here as much with this album, but we look, well, at least at AB's 4. Oh no, really? I'm a liar. I was going to talk about Watanabe being a big part of the songwriting process because he was fairly important in album 1, as far as, you know, the tracks that they've given him. And he wrote Deja Vu, which was their biggest hit. So I would think, even though we don't have very much info on this second album, he's got to be a big part of the arranging compositional process. Because again, you know, Fujimura, when he pulled these cats in, it was not like he was super famous and these guys were nobodies. And he's just like, I recognize your talent and you shall be part of the greatest rock band of all time. No, it was like, hey man, you got a cool thing going on. I got a cool thing going on. I got this idea where we can do cool things together. And so it was definitely, it looks and it sounds like a collaboration. And the fact that they got together later in life, you know, to go back together for another 10 years, you know, until currently, still doing stuff. That just shows that there was mutual respect there. There's probably just other projects that were going on at the time, and Who knows? Life. It happens. Now, last track. Oh my goodness, 25 minutes. We did an album in 20 minutes. That's not bad. Ooh. Only 2,000 views on YouTube. Fresh tracks here at the Bass Channel. Okay, now this is some Prince right here. Absolute Prince. Oh, come on, what? There we go. One thing I wanted to mention about our last song, the bass line, a couple times we had the Billie Jean bass line, which I was going to play for you, but I thought, Michael Jackson's going to get me in trouble with the copyright. But we've got that bum 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 bum, and we had that same bass line here. Now we've got 1999. Go listen to 1999. I will absolutely get this video blocked if I play Prince. Even though he is dead, rest in peace. I love you, Prince. I miss you, buddy. He will sue me from the grave if I play his music without paying him. Sorry. Sorry, Blanky. No, that's Michael Jackson. Last track off of AB's number 2. $19.99. Hours of over. Out of time. I'm gonna keep singing today.
Do you remember me? Do you remember me? 異国の街で君に会うとは
Good harmonies. Oh, this is a cool one. All right, we gotta do the unthinkable and skip through a song I'm really digging, and I think you guys are digging too. Let's keep going. Ooh, did I just skip something? Okay. Got some disco drums. Okay, that's a disco track. All right, we've been all over the place with ABs too here. We've had, so what do they say here on Discogs? Rock, funk, soul, pop, and then the style is funk, disco, AOR. I think for once I agree with Discogs. I think we hit every single one of those, and I'm satisfied with that categorization. Now, I do think that they should have, I really wish AOR were 2 different words. I wish it was album-oriented rock and adult-oriented rock, because I feel like they're different, and I want them to be different. But I definitely feel this is adult-oriented rock. Cool album, sounds good. We don't have the info on the producer. If I had to make a guess, I would guess it's the same cats. It's the same people as the first album, because they recorded this in... this was the one in Japan, so recorded at Kitty Easel Studio. Where's the producer? Toshiro Oguri. This is the guy we looked up the last couple days. He has done Matsushita's First Light. He has gone, let's click on production, not vocals, because he also sang on a bunch of this stuff. Matsushita stuff, he did the ABs, he did Deja Vu. Since he did Deja Vu, I've got to assume that he did this album too, because the 12-inch cut of this came out at the same time that they were recording in London. And so they could have used the London producer, but why would he have credits on this version, this specific version of Deja Vu, if he wasn't involved? Anyway, love to give my shout out credits to the musicians behind the scene, producers and engineers, all that kind of stuff, man. It makes night and day difference in how it sounds. As we've heard this week, I was super impressed by Matsushita's first album, 1981, First Light. That is ridiculous. Ridiculous, the sound quality. And they have the string orchestra in there. Fantastic. Fantastic. Go check it out if you haven't already. Okay, moving on. We are now in 1985. Matsushita has said, okay, I am donezo. Thank you guys. For whatever reason, I'm out. He is done. So this is recorded 6 months later. Let's look here. So we got that's AB's 1. Here's AB's 2. January 25th, 1984 is when it was released, and it was released in Japan, but this is the one that was recorded in London. Now we are AB's 3, February of 1985. So we got a solid full year in between here. And this was recorded, Moon Records. This is a company we've seen before, Alpha Moon, big Japanese recording company. 29 minutes to get through 2 albums. Let's see what we can do. Track 1, By the End of the Century. Whoa. We picked up a synthesizer, y'all. I was so into the music, I forgot to check in and say hi in the chat. What's up, Ohajima? Good morning. Welcome. Ooh, Elijah. Thank you, Elijah. I should have been watching the comments better. Yeah, I totally heard Toto earlier. That's exactly the kind of music that I was putting that in with that adult-oriented rock style. And I love that kid. Those are good comments. Okay, let's give this more of a listen now. I like those vocals. By the end of century. Yeah. Okay. We're getting. Now that I was saying Prince was happening on that last track of the second album, this is full-on Niles Rodgers Prince guitaring. 3 notes. Over and over. Super way to give yourself some funk. Chicka chicka, you're good to go. And now, let's listen. Is there bass? Or is it just synth bass on this one? Yeah, I think that's just I cannot win today. As soon as I'm like, I am confident that is only synth bass. There is no other bass in this song whatsoever. I am confident. Yes. And then 2 pops. So most of the song is synth, but there is a real bass either subbing underneath the synth bass sound or just inserting those kind of little things. The end of century. Because that right there, you can hear the buzzing. That's a synth buzz. It's not a bad buzz, but it's a quality of the synthesizer sound. It's what they call a sawtooth, where it's a big zigzag instead of it being a smooth sine wave. Like voices are generally smooth with their waves, and this is super, super jagged. That's why I call it a sawtooth. Sounds like this. By the end of century. Okay, cool. Gotta keep moving. By the End of the Century. Neat song. Okay, I'm excited. Next song is called Heavy Metal Rock. Ooh. I'm excited. Now this is Maniacs. Okay, I gotta do that. Because I have to. Okay, so I have to do this because I can't stop myself. I don't want to get a copyright strike. That's probably already too much to get a copyright strike. That's almost the same tempo though. But it's like that 140, 150, like, yeah. I've had a lot of coffee. I'm ready to go. I don't know if this is heavy metal rock, but I'm digging it.
誰か他のやつに声をかけてくれ13日の Friday 13番目の恋このナチュラル前終わらせてくれ Heavy man tonight
I don't know if that's a heavy metal night. Cool song, sweet guitar, but not heavy metal. Well, I'll give you a chance. Maybe you shred in the middle. Let's see. Yeah, cool, but not heavy metal. Little disappointed. Man, these guys, I like the ABs a lot, but the fake outs, we've had one amazing fake out, but a lot of fake outs are just like, oh. Okay, Far East Express. Fake out, did not expect this. I don't know what I expected, but not whatever this is. Okay, I'm starting to get more of like a video game feel vibe. I don't know what y'all are feeling now, but this album feels a lot more. I know it's kind of a nature of doing synthesizers and that kind of production style. Still excellent sound quality, well produced, you know, the balance is good, but this is what I'm talking about with an album or a sound that I feel like is way different from an album to a live version, to the point where it's almost like a cover. Because let's just listen to all the layers we got going on in here. I'll take it back. You know, you could do this live. It's the same kind of stuff. But it's a different sound. And again, no more Matsushita. The guitar is definitely different. It's thinner. You know, it's not as rich with the tone or with the chords. Because Matsushita he was doing the Niles Rodgers funk 3-note thing, but he was also playing fold-out chords. He was doing jazz chords. Yeah. There's still plenty of cool guitar stuff going on here, and I'm not trying to say it at all. Fujimal is a slacker on guitar, but it's different. That's all I'm trying to point out. This is different. And as we look here in the credits, not only was Watanabe playing keyboards, which I think when they say keyboards, they mean synth keyboard, like synth bass. That was a pretty common thing for bass players to do at this time, was to have double up as a keyboard player, where they're either playing synth pads that are just like, hold it with a foot pedal, you know, stuff like that, or this song, or our previous song, the heavy metal one. But on top of Watanabe doing that, Fujimal, he was doing the same thing. He was also doing keyboards. And as a reminder, these guys are good singers. They're not really hiring backup vocalists. They do for the last album, but not for this one. Okay, talking too much. Let us keep going. Ethnic Cosmic. These names, man. Oh. I got Cosmic immediately. Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember. I remember Chains. Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about. That just like, as I was reading Chains comments, I love being vindicated. That's exactly what, I guess not vindicated is the word, but video game music. Here it is, especially with Watanabe, F-Zero X, which we will do a video on because that music is dope. It's so good. Sorry. I like that.
みぼはもか
I like that a lot.
出してぞ清か午後から
Oh, baby. Yeah. Who let Tatsuro in here? I thought that we were done with Tatsuro with him. Okay, if you played that little snippet right there, that little 15-20 second snippet, and you asked somebody who would listen to all of the city pop stuff, then they would have been like, if you had to guess, who do you think that is? You'd be like, that's clearly from Tatsuro Right on Time. That's right on time, right? I mean, you wouldn't get it like that. But sounds like Tatsuro with those vocals. Gotta keep moving. These songs are so cool. And as you can see here, I'm popping back through with Watanabe, trying to find some deep video game cuts here. So let's keep going as I continue to look. Now we're moving on to another side, Crybaby Blues. So let's see, because heavy metal rock was more like beach funk jam. So let's see if Crybaby Blues is like rap Latin fusion. Okay, well, we're not using the blues progression, but it sounds soulful. This is the closest thing we've gotten so far to a slow dance song, as far as something that checks that box of having a down-tempo jam or something like that. We're a little fast for that, but we got the harmonies, we got the timbres. There was that little break of Brom, I love you because we're dancing tonight. I can't sing. Okay, I think we get the idea of this track. Okay, we're still looking through here. I was checking out Watanabe, seeing what he did as far as production tracks and all that kind of good bananas here. Okay, I don't know if you heard... Ooh, I found some new information from Chains. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, let's see what that is while we look at this next track called CIA. Track 2 off side 2 of our third AB album. Here we go. Now that's how you use a synthesizer in an intro. One more time, y'all. I got this look on my face for 2 reasons. 1, that was a tasty chord progression. And 2, Chains. Chains. I love you. I love you so much. You guys are awesome. First, City Pop Dave hits me up with all of these inserts from his records, which I'm going through and are awesome. Now this, I love you guys. I love you guys.
No need for the KGB. Tell them let me
Hell yeah, Lupin the Third. Okay, new favorite song on AB's 3 right here. What's this banana called? Is it CIA? No. Yeah. This is CIA. Damn, this song's funky. Oh man, this is so cool. Checking this out. The Shala. Shala. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be Dragon Ball Z memeing all day long now because of this. That is crazy. That is so cool. Please tell me that he played on that song. We have no idea. It doesn't say. That means I'm gonna assume. Because it makes an ass out of you and me. I'm sorry. All right, let's keep going. We got 15 minutes. We've almost done this. I'm getting close today. Here's Borderline. We're gonna listen to the last 2 tracks of this album super fast, then we're just gonna go right into AB's 4. Okay, but that last track, banging. Hey, it got some jazz piano, sounds like. Whoa. This is like a test. They're like, if you can make it through the first half of the album, you're gonna be rewarded. But you gotta listen to the first half.
Passengers on a train that had gone nowhere. She and her smile.
Brass fantasy.
Time had passed so slow. I lost my senses. Passengers on the wind, no destination. Me and the miles.
We found it. Here it is. We did it, team. Watanabe. It's all coming together, guys. It all makes sense. It all makes sense why not only I, but all y'all like this music. We've been listening to it for years subconsciously. All these goobers played music. Like, if you think of that one shred solo or that one bass line or that one vocal line or something, like, I didn't realize, okay, I'm always late to the party here. But this song, I'm getting off topic here, but this is just a perfect point. Mai Yamane, Tasagore, such a cool song. So soulful, so beautiful. Her voice sounded so familiar. And I was like, why do I know Mai Yamane? You know, and some of you are probably going to beat me here in the chat. But I click on her Wikipedia. I start looking through. Oh, I'm looking on the wrong thing. Doesn't matter. You guys will see it later. Doesn't matter. Cowboy Bebop. She worked with Yoko Kano and the Seatbelts. She sang the Real Folk Blues. She sang all, Don't Bother None, Call Back, Call Me. All these songs that I grew, like, that was those albums that came out, those bebop albums from Yoko Kano, Seatbelts. Oh, some of the best music, some of the best jazz music, and some of the best music, in my opinion, period, of the last 50 years. No question. But yeah, these kinds of connections are awesome. Okay, we're gonna listen to 30 seconds of the last song, I'm sorry. Okay, it's a slow one, I'm sorry. We're gonna skip it today. AB's 4. And again, to whoever's favorite song that is, you can write me a hateful email and I'll deserve it, I'm sorry. Okay, I thought you'd like CIA Law. I did. Okay, here we go. So now we have jumped 3 years. So we've lost Matsushita already once. This is our second album without him. But now we have way stripped down from, look at all these people here. We got all these different coordinators and people, not a ton of extra people, but we got extra producers, we got extra keyboardists, all this kind of stuff. Now we're on for, don't have that. We got some extra backing vocals people, but then we got bass, drums, guitar, one producer, which is the ABs. So what does that mean? Saxophone vocals. Now, as we're looking through here, what happened to Watanabe? Uh-oh, he's gone. Oh no, what happened to Okamoto? Sorry, I'm never going to say these names all right. Gone. Only core member we have left, Yoshino Fujimaru. Hold on a second. Wait a second. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. That's not the same dude. What? Is this a misspelling? Yoshini Fujimaru? Is this like another name? I was getting all faked out for a second. I was like, what? Oh, what? Okay, well, now that I've had my mental meltdown here, let's go ahead and listen to this. So, only member who has retained from 3 to 4 is Fujimal Yoshino. Keeps changing his name. Yeah, sorry, Dave. Just broke my brain for a while. Track 1, here we go. Just missed each other. Paula Abdul got invited to the party. Okay. I'll pause.
Baby's back inside the city from her magic, tragic proving grounds. And now all the local eyes watch her making her appointed rounds. Baby used to fly with me. Now she's fallen down to earth at last.
Looking back here a little bit at, this is on the Japanese Wikipedia here, as we're checking this out. This is cool. This is definitely, what do they call this synth pop? This album? If that's not synth pop, I don't know what it is. Let's listen to that one. The Impossible Trumpets. I'm trying to remember what album we listened to where we compared that to Excel Saga. It's this period of time though. This is 88? Yeah. Actually, this is a little late for something like this. I would expect this sound more like an 85. You know, but it's more of a sweet 84. It's got that that red body, that air in it. Ooh, cool sax solo. Yeah, okay, cool. So they do call this synth pop, AOR. Again, we'll decide if that's adult or if that's album here in a second. And then we got Alex63501. Okay. Well, let's keep going. Next track, All You Ever Know. Okay, hitting us with the slow jam. Well, actually, if I've learned anything, this is probably a fake out. Fool me 3 times, shame on you. Fool me a 4th time, shame on me. Ooh. Okay, cool.
Don't you try predicting what the girl will say. Better off in bed when I quake.
Yeah, I mean, this is you know, it's a little less of my personal jam for the ABs of what I've liked from what I've heard so far, but this is back on the higher end of produced. Like, this sounds quite nice as far as bass balance, background mixture, you know, how they're filling the space. Listen to the reverb of the drums here when we turn it back on, but voice sounds amazing. Check it out.
All you ever know is you never know. No, you never know about the girl. No, you never know.
I like it more now that it's growing on me, but this sounds different. This is different from, absolutely, from AB's 1, and even from AB's 3, where we started changing, you know, losing Matsushita. We still had Watanabe kind of holding us down. This is different. This sounds like a different group, because even if Fujimaru is the one who's singing, or whatever he calls himself, Fujimaru, you're just destined to confuse me. He's got a different quality in his voice, and it's not like his voice changed wildly in 3 years. He's singing deeper. I've decided that I'm gonna sing a little deeper now because I think that's a cool sound for my voice, and now I sound like Baby Cakes. You know, something. There's different things you can do. 5 minutes, the rest of an album. Let's go. Okay, so that last song and this song were both composed by Yoshinobu Kojima. Let's check out who this cat is real quick. Oh.
Running around now, a town, you're out of touch. All the noise and dirt and grime, you hate so much.
Can we just listen to that? You're out of touch.
A town, you're out of touch.
Touch. And then they put the echo on it. That's what I like.
Running around now, a town, you're out of touch.
Pretty good. Okay, well, that made it worth it just for that right there. Moving on. Give back my heart. New track. Here we go. Give it back. Give that heart back. You took it. Give it back to me, Morty. Okay, this is the last track off side one. I'm still looking up the guy who wrote those last two songs. What did he play? What did this guy do? Oh, a pianist. Okay.
Keep all the tender kisses. Keep all the secrets.
Finally, our Casey and JoJo slow dance song. Took them a while, man. What are middle schoolers gonna dance to? They gonna be jamming out to Cosmic Ethnic? No, they gonna be getting down to Cosmic Ethnic. You gotta give the kids a slow jam. Thank you, AB4. Okay, so end it with a slow jam. Flip that record over. Let's hear side one, or track one and side two. Things being what they are. On my phone. I can't decide if we're in 4 or if we're in 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, we're in 4. That was metrically confusing at the beginning. Okay, getting a taste of Cassiopeia. Okay, now we're done. Cassiopeia over. Keep chugging. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna touch on. I got 2 minutes. Oh, okay. We're going back. We're hitting some Paul Abdul. Maybe a little bit of that Prince again. Okay, let's chug in the middle. Ooh, synth bass. Okay, I won't be afraid of your love. But we're gonna move on. Can't get enough of you. Oh, we're getting close. There's more, man. I agree, it does sound like Midnight Rendezvous. I know I'm so late to that comment, but yeah.
Whatever it is you're doing, it's so nice. Whatever.
Okay, chill. Let's see if we can do it. Oh, it's 10 a.m. Last song, Across the Park. Lyrics by Craig Fleischman. We're gonna look up Craig Fleischman as the last thing, who's only done 2 things in his life. But I care, Craig. I care. And now everybody knows you wrote the lyrics to this song. Good job, Craig. Unless this song doesn't have lyrics, then weird job, Craig. What are we ending with? What? Huh? Oh. Is this her? Is this Kat Miller? Is Haruko? That's a girl's name. I bet that's her. What a... Whoa. Okay, man, we're getting some like prog rock Takanaka vibes here. Whoa. Okay, well, ended it on an interesting one right there. Okay, well, let's go ahead and check in for a second, see if this camera even still works. Hey, it still works. Look at that. Battery's probably gonna die on me as we're talking here, but okay, well, that was an interesting chug through 3 AB's albums. So again, what I was wanting to do today was to look at these later albums, the ones that came out in 2004 and 2005, because that has the original AB's lineup back, with the exception of one person, the keyboardist. So that was what I was wanting to hear, because I was digging so much on AB's 1, and I liked AB's 2. It had a couple tracks on there that were dope. AB's 3, though, even though that doesn't have Matsushita, he left, it changed the sound. I think, you know, having Watanabe still there and having let's look, I think AB's 3 still has, I'm going to say his name wrong, the drummer, Okamoto. Yep, it does. Still has the same drummer, too. So with those 3 as the core, you know, it was cool. It was a cool divergence, but 4 is getting out there. This is a different group. I mean, even Fujima changed his name for the album. Maybe this is just an alias that somebody used. I don't know. Like, I know that Tatsuro, sometimes he'll call himself Tats on his albums, or Tatsu, or all those, you know, crazy kinds of things. So, yeah. But interesting. So, if you guys have any ins or ideas on how to get myself a copy or to stream this stuff, I've already found how to get a copy. I'm not super excited to spend $30 on a CD that ships from Japan. I don't know if I am that desperate for material, because YouTube has so much stuff on it. But if you guys can find it through a streaming service or some equivalent of Spotify that has a little bit more range in this area, I'd love to hear about it. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this today and had a little bit of fun making the travel through the land of the ABs, our connection of Matsushita and Yoshino Fujimon, 2 characters who were pretty important in this era as far as thinking of core styles that are happening. So we've talked about the Tatsuro Yamashita style, how he was inspired by the doo-wop jazz kind of style, and that's how he infuses it into his rock. And I would say he goes more into the adult-oriented rock than album-oriented rock, just because he hits those check boxes, and he goes through those things of having the fun intro song with lots of energy, and then you've got a slow song, and then you've got, you know, kind of a ballady thing. But he does it in a very non-traditional, or that's not the word. He doesn't put himself in a box. It's not formulaic, even though it falls into those categories. It's very unique and it's interesting, and it sounds like Tatsuro. And then other people copy. And just as we have seen here, looking at these guys in particular, let's go through these albums one more time before we're done today. So when we looked here at, maybe if I can find it, nope. Oh, because this is one. Matsushita. When we look at his album, so we have 1981. He is starting through here. A couple things are picking up from Ride on Time, which is 1980. He's got a couple of those vocal things. He's got a couple of those guitar riffs. And Watanabe has always been kind of doing the same kind of thing. I think he was the one who was ahead of the curve a little bit, kind of pushing him like, let's get a little funky with it. Yeah. So we had that. And then we also had Fujimon. And so we look at his album again next year, 1982, and we start to see even more of that Tatsu stuff. But then once we get to the AB's 1, with even though same cats, same people, it's transformed into their own version of that. So it's the same way of how you can call the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I know I like to use the same examples all the time. You can call the Red Hot Chili Peppers a funk, alternative rock, ballad, experimental band. You can call them a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, if you try to describe that sound to somebody else, if you heard it, you go, oh, that sounds kind of like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Or it's like the Beatles. It sounds like, if somebody says, hey, it sounds like the Beatles, that's a great compliment. But it's, that sound. It's got, for the Beatles, vocal qualities, the writing, the way it's mixed, the balance, the length of the song, the length of the verses. It's all very perfectly constructed. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Anthony Kiedis' style of voice and singing, Flea and Chad's unbelievable sync up and rhythmic flair, and then John Frusciante, my favorite Chili Peppers incarnation. He's just got that guitar sound, and put it together, it sounds like them. This now, I think the ABs made a good sound for themselves, and they maintained it for, I'd say, 3 albums. I'm going to call Fuji Mall's solo album, I'm going to call that AB's album 0, the first one. And then we've got AB's 2, and then AB's 3 starts to get a little bit different, still enjoyable, but a little bit of a different band. But AB's 4, pretty darn different. So I'm curious to see what these last 2 albums are. But anyway, guys, we are over the time mark. I got a little too excited talking to Dan. But thank you so much for hanging out. I have a great time, as always. You guys are fantastic. Hope you have a great weekend. I'm going to hopefully get a video out today. I kind of crashed recording it yesterday, but we'll see. If you had a good time, I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe. It lets me know I'm doing well, and it helps me get supported and make more content for you guys. So if you have any suggestions for songs or how to improve anything, the videos or the tabs or anything like that, a couple of you guys have said some things to me that have really, really helped. Thank you, Panda. Thank you, citypop, Dave, Zal. You guys have all been helping me out a ton. So I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. I'll catch y'all later. And yeah, goodbye.